She says he was astounded to hear the news of pop idol Seko Matsuda. He wonders if she's all right. I casually mentioned 500 million yen as if he were Prime Minister Kakue Tanaka. Kiko Matsuoka appeared in the program alongside Ohashi. Says Ohashi could casually talk about politics or women and convince the audience. There's not many people who could paraphrase any topic, be it entertainment or something serious, in a way anyone could understand. This talent was nurtured by his vast range of interests. He used golf terms when awarding a prize to a quiz participant. Ohashi was also a critic of horse racing. He employed horse racing elements in his quiz show. This legendary TV commercial in the 1960s made him a household name. This nonsensical verse has 5 lines and 33 syllables. He was able to ad-lib the verse, the talent he nurtured through jazz, by plagiarizing a classic tanka poem he loved as a young boy. Stage name Kyosen is a name he used as a Polish short verse. Retired NHK announcer Fujio Kondo worked for years with Ohashi. He was a play-by-play announcer for games of American football. Ohashi joined him in the booth as commentator. Kondo says he was amazed that Ohashi was so well versed in the sport. He says it was a challenge keeping up with him. Kondo says Ohashi also taught him how to host programs. Kondo says Ohashi told him that he's the boss. It's his program, so he shouldn't let Ohashi stand in his way. He says he thinks the broadcast worked out because he was eager to see things through Ohashi's eyes. This is a memento that Kondo prizes. It's a letter from Ohashi. Ohashi encouraged Kondo to become a food announcer. This is the letter reads, he would have nothing to lose if he gained the deepest knowledge of American football in Japan. Kondo says Ohashi encouraged him. This is a sign that he approved of him as an announcer. He says he was immensely pleased and sees it as his medal. Speaking to NHK, Ohashi says the young generation he belonged to had to work hard because everything was lost in the war. Ohashi was born before World War II. He also harbored hopes for peace. He was elected to the upper house of Parliament in 2001, but he resigned after 6 months, unable to come to terms with his party's decision to approve the dispatch of Japan's self-defense force units to UN peacekeeping operations. He says he wondered what Japan was coming to. That the country may sink. He says he feels he can express his views more candidly if he was not constrained. Ohashi battled a number of illnesses during his final months, including bowel cancer. He had a string of operations, but in April he was rushed to hospital after his condition worsened. At the end of June, his last column of the weekly magazine reads, "I have no more strength or will to carry on writing. Please forgive me. I do want to comment on many things. He'd been contributing to the magazine for 22 years. She's wife, Shizuko, reflected on her husband's battle with illness. Her statement reads, her husband readily admitted he always had his own way. And everyone else thought so too. By saying he always had his own way, he always avoided pain, misery, having to be patient, having to do something he didn't want to do. Having said that her husband bravely fought cancer for 11 years, and he deserves praise.
Ohashi died 5 days after Dokusuke A. A was a major figure who supported television during the Showa period. Ohashi was not informed of A's death out of consideration that the shock would be too big. The two had a great deal in common. Both born before the war, cherished freedom and peace, and continued to be active until their final years.
Now to news on an enigmatic radio broadcast from North Korea. The North state-run media has been airing a strange segment on its overseas radio channel since last month. An announcer reads out a long series of numbers which are believed to be coded messages. North Korea has used similar coded messages in the past to instruct its agents abroad, but the tactic has been abandoned since. What led to the resumption?